I don't even know where to start. I honestly don't know where to start with this review. I guess just do my intro the way I usually do. What's up, everyone? It's Jax Alpha here, back again with another video, and today I'm here for my WrestleMania. You know what? No. I'm not even going to call it WrestleMania, because this year, WrestleMania is What the Fuck Mania. That's what I'm calling WrestleMania 34. It is What the Fuck Mania, because the amount of things that happened on this show, it just made you go, what the fuck? Whether it be good, whether it be bad, you just went, what the fuck? That was the theme for this show. It was one of the craziest and just out there pay-per-views I've seen. For some reason, WWE just are taking the concept of WrestleMania and just going completely nuts with it. So, we might as well talk about the pre-show matches a little bit. So, we started off with the André the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which was won by Woken Matt Hardy with the help of babyface Bray Wyatt. He ended up helping Matt Hardy win this match since he got thrown into the Lake of Reincarnation a few weeks ago during their Ultimate Deletion match. And you know what? I'm fine with this team. I think they could do some really cool things together. Bray and Matt, they do have a lot in common. They're both wacky and out there, and I feel like Bray Wyatt's character needs something fresh and it needs something new for it. So yeah, if he's a babyface now and teamed up with Matt Hardy and joined in the Broken Universe, you know, I'm cool with that. So after that, we had the Cruiserweight Championship match between Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. It was the finals of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament final match, whatever the fuck, and it was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was like 5-star amazement or anything, but you know, it was pretty good. Cedric Alexander won, which I am more than happy for, because if anyone deserves that Cruiserweight title, it is him, and I hope he does a great job holding that championship. So, and the final match on the pre-show was the Women's Battle Royal match. There was a whole bunch of women in there. There were even a group of NXT women in there, which is cool. They even formed a little alliance between each other. And, yeah, the winner of this match actually wasn't Bayley and Sasha, as I predicted. By the way, my predictions on this show were horrible. I was shit when it came to predicting this pay-per-view. And, I thought it was going to be Bayley and Sasha finishing things off, but Naomi never got eliminated from the match, and she ended up winning the apparent first ever Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. But I'm more than happy for Naomi to get the win. She's probably one of my favorites, like one of my favorite women in the company right now. So yeah, no problems there. I love me some Naomi. So we kick off the actual show with Chloe X Hully, I believe their names are. I probably fucked their names up, and they sung America the Beautiful. They were pretty good. I actually didn't mind them. And we kicked things off with the Triple Threat Intercontinental title match. The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor kicking things off. So Finn Balor was like about he wasn't even in as this demon attire. He was about, you know, gay equality and shit like that. And Seth Rollins had some blue contact like a Game of Thrones character, which was really awesome. For a opening match, this was really damn good. I really enjoyed it. It was very fast-paced. There were a lot of outside dives and all that. And there was like a half-assed skull-crushing finale from the top rope. And Finn breaks up the pin with the coup de grace. And so he hits coup de grace on Miz again. But afterwards, Seth ends up hitting the curb stomp on both guys. And he becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. Which I'm fine with, man. I think Seth would make a great Intercontinental Champion. I wouldn't have been mad if Finn Balor won the title. I would have been fine with anyone winning this. But you know what? Seth winning this match to me, fine. Fine with me. I think he'll make a great Intercontinental Champion. I hope he holds that title for quite a while and puts on some great matches and elevate that championship. So yeah, nothing to complain about the opening match. Really damn good. You know what else was really, really damn good? The SmackDown Women's title match between Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Man, hats off to both these two women. This is easily the best women's match in WrestleMania history. This was fantastic. Like, even Charlotte's entrance, when she came out, she just felt like such a queen when she came out there. She had like these gladiators, help take off her robe and stuff like that. It was great. And Asuka's entrance was really cool. They had like these holograms of her mask and all that. It was really awesome. And yeah, these two went to town, dude. Like this with the submission holds they were throwing on each other, and the counters as well. Like Asuka counted like Charlotte's moonsault into like a triangle hold or something like that, which is probably one of the best counters I've seen for a move all fucking year. And like the Spanish fly that Charlotte hit off the top rope, oh my god, that was super awesome. And so Charlotte even hit a spear on Asuka, and she locks in the figure eight during the end of this match, and Asuka taps out. The streak is over. For some reason, the Superdome is now the place where all streaks go to die. For WrestleMania 30, it was the Undertaker's streak, and now it's Asuka's. And yeah, I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked, which is also another theme that you're going to see throughout this show, is just genuine shock for the things that I saw, and this was the first of many moments. And yeah, I was talking in my predictions video yesterday with Campbell that I was like, why would it be Charlotte? I thought Ronda Rousey would be the perfect person to end Asuka's streak, but with the match that they put on and the quality that they put on, I wasn't really that mad at it. I was kind of just like, you know what? I'm going to let that slide. I'm going to let that slide for Charlotte Flair to beat Asuka. But she made her tap out. That was the thing that shocked me. She made Asuka tap out. And then right afterwards, Asuka says, Charlotte, you were ready for me. And they hug in the middle of the ring. It was a great moment. So I believe Asuka's still on Raw. I'm pretty sure Asuka's still on Raw now because she's not SmackDown Women's Champion. Although she could get sent over the SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup. We have no idea. But, yeah, what does that mean for Charlotte? Obviously, Charlotte Flair has definitely cemented her legacy now. She's a made woman. And I think at WrestleMania 35 next year, or hell, even at SummerSlam, they could do Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, and they could main event that show. I definitely can see them main eventing a pay-per-view with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. It'd be a fantastic match, in my opinion. And yeah, it was just great. I thought Carmella might run in and cash in on Charlotte Flair, but we didn't get that. Maybe on the SmackDown after WrestleMania, but we'll see. So, we had John Cena actually show up as a fan for this WrestleMania. He was sitting in one of the seats. He was dressed in normal clothing, and so a ref runs over to John Cena and says something to him. I'm guessing he's saying, look, the Undertaker's here. You can come and have your match against him. And so he jumps over the barricade and just bolts to backstage and probably just get ready. I don't know how the hell he found all of his attire if he didn't know he was going to wrestle. Does Vince have a special box for John Cena? Like a special lockbox for John Cena? John Cena's gear? Where, where if he's not booked on the show and they need him as a last-minute replacement, he's got his gear all sorted, which isn't actually that far out of the question considering how much Vince relies on Cena. But we're here to move on to the Fatal 4-Way US title match between Bobby Roode, the champion Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev. The match itself was alright. I actually didn't mind it. It was decent. It's just the winner I'm not exactly thrilled with, because the winner of this match was Jinder Mahal. Why? Oh my god, God, just give up. Just give up on Jinder. Okay? Oh my... And he pinned Rusev as well. He pinned the most over guy in the match. Man, this has to lead to a Rusev-Jinder Mahal feud, where Rusev is the babyface. I think WWE are finally starting to realize, maybe we could do a lot with Rusev as a babyface. And so, because he did get pinned in this match, and it would make sense for Rusev to confront Jinder Mahal on the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and the two can, start their feud off. It could be pretty interesting. I hope the matches are actually halfway decent. But, yeah, fucking Jinder Mahal. I know he was WWE champion and all that, and they want to give him another belt to solidify him, but I just don't like Jinder Mahal, man. So what I did like though, holy shit, Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Dude, this match was so fun, so entertaining. I loved it. I absolutely loved this match. Obviously, it wasn't going to be a technical masterpiece, you know, but the entertainment factor, this was off the fucking scale. Like, Triple H came out with an entrance similar to last year. You know how he came out in the big, weird motorbike? Well, he did it again, but this time there were a bunch of motorbike chicks with him as well, which I'm sure Stephanie is fine with, I guess. And Kurt Angle had his entrance, which I'm so happy to see Kurt have a WrestleMania entrance, because he hasn't competed at a WrestleMania since WrestleMania 22. Like, that's a long-ass time, man. And Ronda Rousey, she wore an attire paying tribute to Rowdy Roddy Piper. And, yeah, this match was just, I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so entertaining. Like, as soon as Ronda got tagged in and tried to chase after Stephanie, because Stephanie was stirring the pot in this match. Like, she was getting in Kurt Angle's face and trying to interfere and trying to fuck around with Ronda Rousey. So as soon as Ronda gets tagged in, she goes right after Stephanie and beats the shit out of her. Like, what I loved as well was that, because we always see, you know, the women hitting men and, like, there's no consequences. The men actually got physical with the women in this. Like, Triple H, when I think Ronda was going for the pin, he just fucking pulled Ronda out of the ring like it was nothing. Of course, that would be bad for Triple H, because they would eventually square up later on the match, and Ronda Rousey kicked the shit out of Triple H. She was throwing hooks left, right, and center. He fucking dropped him like a sack of potatoes. Like, it was great. She even tried to put him in an armbar. Like, oh, man. And so, she then put Stephanie McMahon in an armbar, and fucking Kurt Angle put Triple H in a ankle lock. And Angle gets thrown into Rousey with the assistance of Stephanie and Triple H. And Stephanie goes for a pedigree on Ronda Rousey, but that gets reversed into a armbar. And yeah, just I loved how when she was trying to pull the arm back, Stephanie just screaming, "No! No!" It was hilarious. And so Ronda just grabs her arm and almost snaps the fucking thing. She's like, "Nah, I can't deal with it." Taps out, and Ronda and Kurt Angle win. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. This was just entertainment personified, man. It was just, like I said before, it wasn't meant to be a 5-star classic, but from an entertainment standpoint, this was just incredible. Like, Ronda Rousey really impressed me. Like, everyone saying going into this, "Oh, Ronda's shit. She's gonna shit the bed and all that." I'm like, how could you really know when she's never been in the ring and she's proved everyone wrong? She's proved everyone wrong. Like, people saying, "Oh, she fucking sucks. She's not gonna go good." Well, guess what? She did a damn good job in this match. So my hat tips off to you, Ronda, and even to Kurt as well, and everyone involved with it. This was definitely the highlight of the night, in my opinion. So afterwards, we get to the Triple Threat SmackDown Tag Team title match. The Usos, the Bludgeon Brothers, and the New Day in a fairly decent tag team match. The New Day had a ridiculous entrance as usual. They had midgets dressed up in like these pancake suits. Midgets dressed up in pancake suits. If that isn't New Day right there, then I don't know what is, man. And yeah, they did pretty well. It wasn't as good as some of the other matches, but you know what? It was a pretty decent triple threat tag match. And the Bludgeon Brothers won, which I wasn't that shocked about. I'm like, yeah, it's fair, I guess, that the Bludgeon Brothers won this match. I thought Usos would be able to retain and pin one of the members of the New Day, but no. Bludgeon Brothers were able to push through and win in convincing fashion as well, and I think they're going to do a great job with those tag team titles. I think Bludgeon Brothers are going to be one of those teams that you really need to look for in 2018. So yeah, props to everyone involved in that, because yeah, it was alright. And John Cena then shows up in his ring gear, just presuming that he's going to wrestle The Undertaker, and he's just looking at the ref, and so he grabs the ref's shirt, and I'm thinking, wait, is Taker here? I don't think he is. And so the lights go out, and people think, oh, where's that gong? Is it Undertaker? Instead, we hear the strum of a guitar, and it's Elias. Ah, what a way to get heat for Elias. It was brilliant. Like, oh, dude, and everyone's thinking, oh, man, it's Elias versus Cena. Ugh, like, that's the exact reaction I'm pretty sure WWE was trying to go for. But Cena was like, yeah, fuck off, cunt, and just kicked Elias' ass and threw him out of the ring and all that. And so it looked like, well, looks like I'm not facing anyone this year. May as well walk to the back. And then we hear the gong. And then we look into the ring. And inside the ring is the coat and the hat and the gloves that Undertaker put in the ring at last year's WrestleMania. And then with those fake lightning effects, it just disappeared. And then the Undertaker's music hit. John Cena's looking at the entranceway like, oh shit. And so, yeah, it was on, man, for the Undertaker versus John Cena. And the most shocking thing about this thing was, this was a 2.5-minute match. Yeah, this was the quickest match on the show. You'd expect Cena and Undertaker to be a 20-25 minute epic showdown, but no. It was less than 3 minutes. And you know what? Fine by me. Because the Undertaker looked great in this match. He hit all his big moves on Cena. I don't even know if Cena even had a bit of offense in this match. Because I loved the bit where I think he was going to go for the 5-knuckle shuffle or something like that. And when he's rebounding off the ropes, he sees Undertaker sit up. And he just goes, oh shit. And he falls back. And so Undertaker beats John Cena with the Tombstone Piledriver in, yeah, just a pretty fun match. Which, it was short, but for everything that it did for the Undertaker, I was fine with it. You know what, going in, just was like, I don't want to see Undertaker again. He doesn't need to wrestle again. But you know what? I'm not even mad at this. I thought this was a very entertaining moment for the show. So yeah, I was just happy to see Undertaker there. Even if it was a 2.5-minute match, I was more than happy to see him there. And so, what else I was happy about? What else I was happy about was the next tag team match. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The return of Daniel Bryan, which, I was so happy to see Daniel back, man. I've missed him so much. And they showed, like, this drone looking over New Orleans and just showing off all the people doing yes chants all over the world and all that. And it stops at New Orleans at the Superdome. And yeah, when Bryan came out, he got a massive ovation. I was so happy just to see Daniel Bryan in his ring gear again. Because how long has it been since we've seen that? And so they're waiting for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to show up. But then they attack him from behind at the start of the match. And yeah, which I thought was perfect. And then Kevin Owens hit a powerbomb on Daniel Bryan on the apron of the ring. And he was taken out for a little bit of the match. And Shane even hit a coast-to-coast on Sami Zayn when he was upside down the Tree of Woe. And there was a bit in the match where I thought Sami was going for a pin. And then Daniel Bryan just shows up out of nowhere and breaks up the pin. It was great. And when Shane hit that hot tag on Daniel Bryan, oh, it was on. I was just, you know, smiling with joy, man. When he was doing all his old moves, like the drop kicks in the corner, the yes kicks, the knee to the face, and the yes lock and all that. And Sami Zayn taps out, and Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon win the match, which, you know what, fine by me. I'm more than happy that Daniel Bryan got his big comeback victory. What a story, man. What a story for Daniel Bryan. Being told by his doctors, you know what, sorry, dude, you're never going to wrestle again. You know, your career's done, and then 2 years later, you finally get to come back at the same place where you won your WWE World title. Like, it's one of the best comeback stories in wrestling history, in my opinion. As for where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn go after this, I mean, they never said they were gone from WWE, just they were gone from SmackDown Live. So that can only mean that they're going to Raw. Surely. Surely that means they're going to Monday Night Raw, or they find some bullshit way to go back on SmackDown. But as for now, it's great to be a Daniel Bryan fan. Yes, yes, yes. So afterwards was the Raw Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax in a match that, hey, wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. I felt like it went a little bit longer than it should have, but you know, it was fine for what it was. I felt like it would have been better if it was just like a squash match. But then again, we kind of got that with Cena and Undertaker, so with Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, they probably just wanted them to have a proper match, which I'm like, yeah, whatever. My favorite bit of the match was definitely when Nia Jax is just screaming at Alexa Bliss, like in anger that she was going to kill her, and Alexa's just like, ah, just in fear. That was my favorite bit of the match, man. And yeah, it was decent as well. It ended with a Samoan drop from the second rope, and Nia Jax wins the Raw Women's title, which I'm more than happy for. She has definitely earned the opportunity to win the Raw Women's title, and I hope she does great things with that championship. And so afterwards, we get the WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. I was kind of disappointed with this match. I hate that I have to say that, because this was the match I was most looking forward to, but there was nothing really going. They never got out of first gear. It was just, you were waiting for them to like really go at each other, and they kind of did for like the last few minutes, but it just never really peaked, which is such a shame, man. And I was a bit disappointed about it. I'm like, they could have done more, man. But like, the crowd as well was just done. You see, this is what happens when you have these 5-hour pay-per-views, or like 7 hours if you count the pre-show. The fans are going to get worn out because they're cheering and screaming for 7 hours. You can only do that for so long. But how this all ended was Shinsuke went to hit the Kinshasa, but then that got reversed into a Styles clash. I did like the ending, and AJ Styles retained, which I didn't really see coming. I wasn't mad at, obviously, because it's AJ Styles. I'm cool with it, and so afterwards, they both guys hug it out in the ring and they show a bit of respect, and yeah, that's how it looked like it ended. Also, we fought because Shinsuke Nakamura hits a low blow on AJ Styles and beats the shit out of him after the match. That I did not see coming at all. A Shinsuke Nakamura heel turn? A heel turn? That I didn't see coming at all. That was a big shock for me, because I figured, you know, if they just shook hands, yeah, fine. But the Nakamura heel turn, for me, kind of made up for a pretty disappointing match, because you'd think these two guys would go absolutely all out for WrestleMania, and WWE's like, oh, we'll probably save it for Backlash or something like that. Which, why couldn't they have done it for WrestleMania? I mean, they could still do the low blow and all that. I think they wanted to make it a little weaker so that the heel turn came a little bit more shockingly, which it definitely did. I didn't see it coming at all. It was a big shock to me. But yeah, Nakamura is now a heel, and I think their feud has to continue, surely. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this leads for both AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, because a rematch is bound to happen, surely. After that, we get we get to whatever the fuck this was for the Raw Tag Team titles. Cesaro and Sheamus, and the Raw Tag Team Champions, they come out on this float with a bunch of these like mascots and all that. It was ridiculous. And then they were facing against Braun Strowman and a partner of his choosing. And I loved how when Braun Strowman came out, all the people that were on the float just ran off of it, and he took the float and pushed it off the stage for WrestleMania, and he said, "All right, I'm going to announce my tag team partner for this match, and it's one of you," and he points to the crowd. And so what he does is, he goes into the crowd, and he's searching for someone. The funny thing is, he even walked past a bunch of NXT guys, so he could have just picked one of them. But the person he selects is a 10-year-old boy named Nicholas as his tag team partner. You'd been thinking, oh, it's going to be someone big like Samoa Joe or someone like that. But no, just a 10-year-old kid named Nicholas. What is this WrestleMania? And the kid was just shitting his pants. He was scared to death for what he was seeing. Because, yeah, I can't really blame him because I'd probably be terrified as well if I was in front of like 75,000 people with three pretty big built-up guys in a wrestling ring at WrestleMania. Like, yeah, I'd be a bit fucking terrified as well. And Braun Strowman won, which also means that Nicholas is a WWE Raw Tag Team Champion. Let me just say that again so it processes through your mind. A 10-year-old child is holding a championship in WWE. What? What? This was definitely the craziest moment of the night. In a night full of crazy moments, this was just... Why is this? It's a fucking child. I think it's official. He's the youngest champion in WWE history. Like, he's 10 years old. Man, like, that would have been my dream at 10 years old to go to WrestleMania and become a tag team champion with someone. Like, it was crazy, but you know what? I loved it. I loved it as well. It was so stupid and outrageous, but you know what? I also loved it because this was a match that didn't take itself all that seriously, and you know what? It's alright to have those matches at WrestleMania because, but at least the match was entertaining. Unlike the main event, Brock Lesnar versus the big dog, Roman Reigns. And, this match, when is WWE going to realize that the fans just don't want Roman? Like, the build-up to this was fine and all that, but the WWE fans, they were tired, they were worn out, and the last thing they wanted to see was a Roman Reigns match. So the fans basically just did not give a shit. They did not give a shit about this match. They were more concerned with people popping beach balls in the crowd than the actual in-ring action, which the match itself, it wasn't terrible, but it was by no means great. It was a pretty mediocre WrestleMania, and like, it was nowhere near as good as their match at WrestleMania 31, and that was even before Seth cashed in. Like, this was just, it was just because everyone thought, oh yeah, Roman's gonna win, why should we give a shit? But the thing that shocked me the most was, after hitting Roman with like 4 or 5 F5s, 5 or 6 at least, and with Roman getting busted the fuck open, like, he was bleeding hard. I'm not sure if it was legit blood or it was like a blood capsule like he used in the build-up for Mania 32 against Triple H, where he got his head smacked on the announce table and that blood was dripping down his face. So I'm not sure which one is which, but yeah, Roman, even with the blood dripping down his face, he fought back. And yeah, but besides all that, he couldn't beat Brock. Brock actually won the match after hitting 6 F5s on Roman Reigns. That shocked me. I thought for sure that Roman was going to win this, but no. Brock retains. So, what does that mean? Does that mean he's going to sit on his ass at home for another year until he finally gets beat? Or, the next night on Raw, Brock's going to show up with the belt. I'm pretty sure he is. And someone is either going to confront him and beat him on the night after Raw. Because imagine the pop if someone were to beat Brock Lesnar on the night after WrestleMania. Oh my god, the roof would explode off of the building. And also as well, like, could it be he drops the belt in Saudi Arabia for the Greatest Royal Rumble match pay-per-view? Or is it that Backlash or whatever the next fucking pay-per-view is? Or someone new comes out to confront him, and the only 2 guys I see coming out to confront Brock Lesnar is either Batista or Bobby Lashley. It's gonna be a big roidy boy. Let's just say that. A big roidy boy is going to confront Brock and beat him for the championship. That's the only way I can see it happening. Or he just relinquishes the title. Dana White shows up on Raw and says, "Fuck you, Vince, he's mine now." Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's how we ended the show. My match of the night, I gotta give it to the mixed tag match, man. It was so entertaining. I really, really enjoyed what Ronda, Kurt, Triple H, and Stephanie really put on out there. Like, especially what Ronda Rousey did. She really impressed me. Despite what everyone was saying about, oh, Ronda's not going to be good, she proved her doubters wrong tonight, and I'm so happy that she did. How I'm going to rate this show? Oh, Lord. This show was kind of all over the place, quality-wise, because there were some moments where it was fucking perfect, and some moments where it was like, oh, that's kind of lame. And I have to give this I'm going to give this show an 8 out of 10. Let's just say an 8 out of 10. This pay-per-view is really hard to grade for me because, like, there was some, the good stuff was really fucking good, and the bad stuff was pretty just dull and lifeless and didn't really do much to get my blood pumping for the show. So yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. My opinion might change over time based on how I look back on the show, but yeah, that's, as of right now, it's an 8 out of 10. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this review. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on the pay-per-view, and if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'd be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram is at JackmanLaw51 if you want to check me out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I am out in 3, 2, 1.